I'll say in the postlice. She has a big little tick on her. I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you eternally for joining me again on another day, another moment, another opportunity for us to be proud of ourselves. Mm, like it seems, as if we live in a world that doesn't want to acknowledge itself. People don't want to acknowledge themselves at the fear of offending, at the fear of making other people feel like they aren't in control. I got to watch the new Rick and Morty episode yesterday, and the message to me was that loving yourself can make other people feel uncomfortable and like they don't have control, you know? And I was like, hmm, interesting. Is that the case, or is that a possibility? Was the question that was coming to my mind. And how can we mitigate? How can we mitigate making people feel like they aren't in control? And the biggest thing for me is just kind of like coming to a level of appreciation, a level of pride, all right? As yikes as the word pride is, a level of pride for the things that you've done, you know? The things that you've done, the love that you have shared with yourself, the times that you exercised, the times that you ate good food, the times that you slept appropriately, the times that you drink enough water, the creative projects, the self-doubt that you have transcended, the growth that you have, manifested. There is so much to be proud of in you. And it's almost like we are discouraged to be proud of ourselves in that way these days. So, yeah, something to talk about, something to feel into. What are you proud of, dear friend? Do let me know. Sam, it's nice to have you here again, friend. What a pleasure. We have dear Shanann, Joy Vive as well. Even the Gabby Goo saying good morning. Good morning to you. I'm finishing up my morning walk break from work. I'm sweaty. It rained last night, and it has been partially cloudy all day, so it's kind of nice on this side. I'm happy that you're feeling good as well, Reza Gav. So happy, dude. I've been on a high, since yesterday's stream. Oh man, I don't have a pen with me. Ludo, sal jy ook vir my 'n pen kan bring? Daar's so 'n penne sakkie daarso. Jy sal hom sien. Baie baie dankie. Jy kan hom sommer vir my deur die venster daar gooi. They'll bring it to me. That's nice. I do not have a pen. Oh, perfect. Thank you for that. Morning, Sweaty God. Thank you, Joy V, for the love you're sending. Connor, sending love too. Sending it right back to you. Thank you for joining us. Great to see you, lovely Shan, Joy V, Contuners. There we go, Sam, too. Always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for the love. This is a new view melt. It is. Well, I mean, newer. It's on the little mid side. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but there's the beehive is there. I can technically show you. Can I? No, doesn't seem that way. I don't have enough range to move with. But yeah, the beehive is there, and yes, sometimes they don't like me sitting here. Sometimes they're okay with it. I think it depends on how much I'm okay with myself. I feel pretty okay with myself right now, so hopefully they'll stay okay with me too. Merman, thank you for joining me, dear friend. How are you doing? How's my mama? Is she still okay? How's Stephanie? How are you, Brother Bear? How's the mountains? Do let us know. Do you have an intention that you would like to bring into this space? Something that you would like to see smoked for? This is your chance to influence the infinity, Brother Bear. Try as you may. You can't help but, right? You already have. Thank you, Brother Bay, for joining us. It's nice to have you. I love the stone wall behind you, Mel. Me too. And we got these vines, about 2 years ago, and they're really starting to take now. And I love this. This makes me so happy seeing the little so happy. Like my brain is like, yes, yes, this is how it must be. Yes. Yeah. Satisfying. Joy, Shan, Goobers, and Sam. How are you all, friends? Thank you, Connor, for sending the love, friend. I hope you're well. How are you doing, friend? The intention of passion towards your infinity. The intention of passion towards your infinity as pride. That's a that's a nice way to think of it. I like that actually. Hey, Gateway Process is here too. Thank you for joining us, dear friend. I have some good coffee, and I slept a victorious 8.5 hours straight. Insomnia win. Sam, the fact that you have such a good night directly after you tune in for the first time, brings me so much joy. I hope it continues to be that way. Insomnia be damned. Only good sleep for Sam from this day forward. Merman said forgiveness. Forgiveness. I'll have that one. I didn't technically write forgiveness. I wrote forgive. Not because of any other reason other than less letters mean bigger letters means I like forgive. Forgive. I'll take forgive. Thank you, brother Merman. Do you feel there's something in yourself that needs to be forgiven? Maybe we'll forgive ourselves for not being proud of ourselves today. How about that? And then some runes. Okay. Is it even a rune? Oh well. I guess it has to be now. Gable. Yera. Degas. Man, I've definitely drawn better looking runes. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Let's just melt more. Dude. Merman, thank you, brother Bay, for spending some time with us today, man. Are you proud of yourself? Big question. Maxine, dear friend, are you proud of yourself? For what it's worth, I'm proud of you, friends. I've seen you friends grow. I've seen you friends be present as we're going through this, chaotic infinity. Like things are definitely going exponential right now. And the ability to be still with friends like this, it it makes me proud, of this community. The fact that we can find any calm within the chaos at all, it's quite something. You, dear friend, are quite something. Think I missed a few. Hey yo, Lolo is here too. Love to you. Thank you for joining us, friend. Head is feeling better, cartoons. Feeling pretty good. I have some stuffs on my mind, but not going to let it get me down. There we go. Thank you for asking. How are you? Gateway is getting sent love too. I've been feeling forgiveness heavily lately. The high holy days begin soon. For anyone else who observes, oh yeah, oh yeah, and it's intimidating at some points, right? And that's why we talked about what we talked about yesterday. That within this intimidating infinity we're heading into, doubt is going to be present, very present. But to just remind ourselves to not fight change, right? It's okay to doubt, but don't fight the change that's coming. Don't fight the change within yourself. Don't fight the willingness to be differently. I'm proud of myself, but there are days where it doesn't seem enough. It's heartbreaking. Yeah, it's true. Especially when it comes to finances, Maxine. You know, like it seems that we have been conditioned in a way where success is depicted in a certain financial context. And to be working so hard, to be trying your best, you know, to be trying so hard, to be doing your best to the point where you're proud of yourself, but then to feel like the, I need to put in quotations, the world isn't proud of you, right? Not proud of you enough to compensate you efficiently or justly for the things that you're bringing into it. And yet, it's an illusion, you know. It quite literally is an illusion. This money illusion, this comparison that we constantly apply onto ourselves, you know, to everyone else, depending on how much capital we have, you know, and then by an extension of that, how much freedom we're allowed. I'm proud of you, Maxine. You could be homeless, you know, sitting next to a dumpster, painting something, and I would be like, this person knows. This person is living a successful life. I love you so much, dear friend. Thank you for joining me. Just want to recognize how lovely we are. Damn. Thank you for the rainbow love too. Lolo, thank you for being lovely yourself. Hi, holy days. Halloween. High holy days, I think, means, at least in this context, that we're going towards holy days, right? Days of wholeness. At least that's what holy means to me these days, is to be whole. What being whole would be to us is genuine unity, right? That we are now scattered. And to become whole, to become holy, is when we are united. There we go, united. It's going to be holy, friend. You know, if every single person just makes this switch to acknowledge themselves as everyone else, that's going to be a holy day. Very much so, you know, because then suddenly helping yourself is helping everyone else. Helping everyone else is helping yourself. And we'll get to be proud of that. We'll get to be very proud of ourselves for that. Yes, and proud of you, Brother Bear. Being on the spiritual journey with you is genuinely amazing. It's a blessing. It really is a blessing, Merman. The fact that we're using this ultra distractive engine of the internet to connect, you know, to connect with self, to connect with one another, to connect with love, spirituality, the journey of finding what God is, right? Instead of trying to convince each other, tell each other what God is, to find that in one another, in ourselves, in our pets, in our plants, in everything. Brother Merman, you have been here through a lot of it, Brother Bay. And we're going to see so much more. I look forward to continuing this journey with you. Good morning, says Brother Jump and Jack. And good day. Sorry I can't stick around, but I definitely wanted to stop by and spread a little love. You're here now, and you'll never be anywhere else. Beloved Brother Jack, thank you for taking the time to be here now, right? Right? Here now, in the now, instead of being here now, somewhere else. We love you so much. Thank you for choosing to spend even a moment. Mm, hugs and shiny fruit to you too. Thank you. Ramblers here too. Love you, Brother Rambler. Thank you for joining us. I feel very blessed to have found this beautiful space, and we feel very blessed to have you in this beautiful space with us. Jumpin' Jack. Like the amount of pride I have for this space at this point is absolutely palpable. It's a little bit much even sometimes, you know, where I feel like all of us as a collective are like super powered individuals at this point, you know, godlike entities. My interwebs friends, literally, dude, literally, you know, coming back to the point of yesterday, using our energy grids to communicate amongst ourselves, you know, and we're getting better and better at that, dude. We're getting better and better at communicating the message of love to one another, you know, not only with words, but with actions, with legislation, with willingness to save the earth, with people going into, you know, politics. Most of our younger generation, at least the ones that are really tuned in, are like, dude, I need to go into politics, so because Yassi Bobasi. Things are pretty hecked right now. So I have hope. I have complete faith in humanity. I have complete faith in you. I'm proud of you, Jumpin' Jack. You give me hope, friend. Melty, I like your background. It looks jungle-esque. Suddenly jungle vibes comes to me too. Thank you so much, Maxine. I like the space. I might stream here a little bit more actually. The reason I came and streamed here is because I have a wall kind of shielding me from most of the wind. I'll get some turbulence, but I won't get any direct impact, which has allowed me to really graciously roll this little joint. Take my time, be gentle with it. Thank you, dear friends, for being here with me. I can't thank you enough, but I'll continue to try to. I'm feeling alright. I skipped my class and I'm trying to gather the motivation to be productive today. Glad you're feeling better, Shan. You are stronger than the bad vibe arose. Much love. Connor, be proud of yourself, friend. Even in not doing what is traditionally seen as what you should be proud of yourself for. Be proud of yourself for taking a day for yourself. Be proud of yourself for, having that intuitive side of you be like, hey, dude, how about you relax a little bit? How about, we've been taxed on straight up not having a good time. Chillax. And then you could push yourself. Sometimes we do. Shut the fuck up, Swiss man. Hmm. No. One, no, because I'm not Swiss. And second, no, because no. But thank you for trying, though. I value your input, and I value your want for me to shut the fuck up. But I value me not shutting the fuck up more than I value you wanting me to shut the fuck up. So I'm gonna have to be proud of myself and continue to not shut the fuck up. Okay? All right. Cool. Love you, though. Rude thoughts. And I like your username as well. Actually, it's so apt. Very fitting. How are you doing, friend? Are you proud of yourself? That's technically what we're talking about today. Is being proud of yourself. And I've genuinely reached a point of the space where I'm proud of us. The fact that we've built a community, that we're scattered around the earth, and yet here we are, connected, unified, at least within a live stream. For whatever that means, for whatever that does to our psyches, our spiritual bodies, our mindfulness, going into the rest of the infinity, having felt this level of security, this support. I appreciate you taking the moment to support us too, dear Rude. Thank you, friend. The 10 days between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Okay. Unfortunately don't know those fractals. Thank you, though, Gateway. I know of those, Gateway, but not about them. I don't even know of those or about them. So you're one step ahead of me, Joyviv. Connor, I'm sending you motivation and energy to get through the day today. Thank you so much for the love, dear Shan. Goop, how are you, friend? Hey, love being true. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it. Embracing every bit of energy you send, my beautiful friend. Thank you for everything. Thank you for receiving, dear Connor. A thoughtful time of the new year when God determines your fate for the year. 10 days later, your fate is sealed. A time of forgiveness atoned. I find it very cleansing and spiritual. Mm-hmm. I mean, oh, look, it's Toasty. Oh, I'm so cool. Hey, Toasty. Dude, thanks for love, brother Kyle. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, dude. I'm so proud of you, man. Thank you for joining me, man. It's so nice to have you here. You've been missed, dear friend. We've been sending you good vibes, and here we are in the moment. Do you believe in fate, Melty? Uh, I don't not believe in fate. I believe in synchronicity, which technically is the same thing if you want to get technical about it. Not really though. So I believe in synchronicity instead of fate, where if you synchronize, with your purest self, with your highest intention, with the love that you have inside of yourself, and you actually try and bring that love into the other beings in your life, into the world, then it's almost like the universe syncs up with you and takes you on a ride for that. And it can feel like fate in that circumstance, but it has to be a dance almost. Like I can't, like maybe like let's make an example. I could be fated to be, someone who helps the world, but then I can be like, I can know, I can like be like someone like a wise person is like, yeah, you're fated to help save the world, and I'd be like, oh, sick, cool. Well, I don't know, what that entails, so I'm going to wait. I'm gonna sit here and wait until I can do something, and then I can wait and I can wait and I can wait and I can wait. And then as a result, that fate will never arise. But as soon as I sync up with that fate, if I sync up with that understanding that somehow, some way, we could help the world, and I actually start to show up in ways, I go, to a beach, I pick up two plastic bottles, right? Something small even, starting to create momentum of, actually helping, changing the world. That is how I believe fate works. It's more synchronicity than it is, this is the way it's gonna be. Like you still have the choice. You always have the choice, to go with it or not. Beloved Toast, again, it's so nice to have you here, Kyle. It brings me joy to help any of you. You know what? Since Toasty is here, I wanted to kind of like continue reading a little bit more, but I want to get Toasty with Toasty. So we're smoking for forgiveness. We're forgiving ourselves, Brother Toast, for not being proud of ourselves enough. For writing the things that we do off, for pretending like we're nothing, for convincing ourselves that this is the way it should be. I'm supposed to be doing these things. I shouldn't be proud of myself for that. We're forgiving all of those things today. Thank you, dear friends, for forgiving yourself with me, forgiving myself, as all of us, the self, forgiving ourselves, forgiving humanity. Mm. Mm. First joint of the day, slappeth. Nice. Mm. Forgiveness. So it's interesting we're talking about today's topic in the context we are, because I've been very aware how pride is technically the biggest sin, out of everything. Being prideful will ruin your life the most, and that pride, at least in the way that I see it, is this separation, this ultimate separation. To be so proud that you don't consider anybody worthy or capable of helping you. Not only that, but to be so proud to not want help so that you can continue to be proud and say you didn't receive help. You know? Like that type of proud. And then to kind of like bring the opposite side of that same fractal into our minds, to be proud of the things that we've done and grateful to ourselves for having done these things. Not pushing other people away, not trying to uplift ourselves above other people, not trying to make them feel powerless or less than, but instead just acknowledging ourselves for a moment, even. Just acknowledging ourselves. Seeing the amount of growth that we've already experienced. Reflect 10 years back version of yourself, where that version of yourself was, worldview, understanding, interpretations, and then seeing 10 years later where you are now. Be proud of that. Be proud of that growth. Be proud of that, evolution, quite literally. And then acknowledge that in being proud of that and embracing that side of yourself, you can even allow that growth to be faster, exponential even. That we're going towards an age where we're going to have to love ourselves and be happy within the self more so than ever, because the things that we used to assign happiness or meaning to are actively melting away. And when everything else melts away, all that remains is you. All that remains is you. Be proud of yourself for having gotten this far. Congratulations, even. I love you. No, you. Thank you, Brother Bay. Anger is just sadness held in too long. I hope your day gets better. Thank you for the love. I appreciate that, Max. I look forward to seeing so many people here. I know them only by name, and yet the connection is genuine. It's wild how present the space has become to me. Blah, 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 mushy stuff, and how much you all mean to me. I feel all of it. Jumpin' Jack. It's like it's ever present now. It's ceaseless, right? That infinity symbol. It's like smack dab in the center of my brain all the time. And then self as this side of the infinity, you friends as the other side of the infinity, melt and more, right? And then this unity as Meltmore, coming together in this space as Meltmore, talking about things as Meltmore. Like it's tripping me out, you know? Like I like realizing these things as we're going through this journey instead of almost scripting these things and then trying to build that as the journey. Like it's your friends have shown me things. Your friends have taught me things, you know. Love, blah blah, mushy mushy. You mean so much to me. Jumping Jack. You might be lost, but you sure are entertaining. Thank you for that. I'm your friend. I appreciate you sharing the love. Me too. I hope I love starting my day in the space and we love having you, Maxine. I for one hope you never shut up. Melt. You your words help so many people. Thank you. Thank you, Rambler. Like I do need to shut up sometimes, you know, and I do. In fact, I actually but prefer shutting up. You know, especially if I'm listening to someone. I really like listening to people. It's like to the point where they're like, "Are you still listening?" I'm like, "Yeah." You know, I'm that quiet listening to people because I want to hear everything. But in this medium, I cannot not say anything. I guess I could. I have technically. We've done silent streams. We can not say anything. We can. SDFU. But there can be value and not SDF viewing. It's my cat's Colin's favorite day, laundry day, where he gets to hide in the closet and sit in the basket. I wonder if he knows that there's a pattern. I wonder if he looks forward to laundry day and possible light. Thank you for joining us, dear friend. Beansy being sent love. Even Heather is here too. So nice to have you. Thank you for joining us, my dear friend. Good morning to you. Are you at home, Melt? Different background. I am at home, but it is a different background. We have this little kind of like boxed in, walled in garden area between the computer room, the the garage, the outside of the kitchen, the washing room, the shower, the bathroom, the other bathroom, and then on that side of the house is my parents' rooms, and then there's a wall. And I'm like, why am I? I can show you. I'm not exactly proud of how it looks, but it is what it is. So I see fractals. My mom loses her mind. And then there's like a big ass, I don't know what you call those, triaruni. And then this wall, you know, and there is where the bees live. You want to get a little bit closer? You do? Why would you want me to get closer to bees? Crazy person. And then this dude, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, yeah. Fractaling up. Yeah. So this is the little area where I'm sitting right now. And then you can go out there. We usually stream on that side of the farm. Sorry, YouTube friends. I'll show you too. Fine. Fine, fine. You're loud enough. I'll listen. I'll listen. I'll listen. I'll listen. It's gonna be wide. Yeah. 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 These are the fractals I'm talking about. This is streaming setup. Big tree. The wall all around. The bees. Sick of. Chubak. There we go. I know way too many souls who have issues with pride and asking for help. Not that they feel above it, but they feel not worthy of asking for help. I was once there as well. I still, in some ways, am, Maxine. I still, in some ways, am, you know? And There's definitely a lesson in that. Maybe we'll do a whole stream on it even. Don't be too proud. Maybe we'll do it right now. Don't be too proud, dear friend, to ask for help. You see, I don't even think it's about being proud, Maxine. That's the crazy thing. It's about being compassionate sometimes as well. You know, the help I need right now, other friends need as well. So, do I need the help more than other friends? And then I consider and I conclude no, I in fact don't need help more than other friends right now. And then with that logic, I don't ask for help. And it can still be love, but love for the other side of the infinity instead of for both sides of the infinity, right? Thank you, Maxine, for bringing it to my mind. Excuse me. Living the dream today. Thank you for asking. How have you been? Thank you, Mel. Even more. Thank you for the reminder. Constantly need to be reminded. Today's stream is hitting really hard. My eyes seem to be sweating. Mine too, weirdly enough. It might be because I just, coughed and smoked some weed, but my eyes felt pretty sweaty in that moment in reading it as well. I'm feeling it too. Much love today. Rambler, love to you. Thank you, friends, for feeling deeply with me. Listening to others is an actual skill. So many don't know how. And instead of listening, just wait for their turn to talk. They basically form, and the problem is as well is that we are predictive, so we are these like predictive text generators. So a person starts like inputting information and our brain will start generating predictive text with the first word hello, and then we're like, this person could say, my name is hello. They could say my name, right? So instantly, just a single word, all of these fractals could open up in front of us. And to instead of acknowledging all of those fractals, to try and find the right fractal, to just watch the fractals. That there's no right fractal, that there is fractal. Wow, beautiful. You're going to find the right tree. You're going to find a tree, right? If you're looking for shade, surely there could be a right tree. Maybe there's a nice clearing underneath it. Maybe its density is high enough that the sun can't pierce through it. Manana, manana, manana. But there is no conceptually right or wrong tree, you know? So to listen in that context, to be like, this person is right in their own way, is right in what they're going to say for themselves. And instead of trying to show them why they're not right, just to listen, And then at least the way that I try to is to echo back to them synchronicities that I've experienced in my life with what they say. Instead of trying to dismiss, trying to tell them how I have come to around the same conclusions, having spent time with the self as well in the way that they did. Oh my goodness, that Walden arc is amazing. It's pretty beautiful. I'm looking forward to these vines eventually climbing over that. It's going to be amazing. Mel, how is Mama feeling? She's feeling well. I've sent her multiple messages. I think she might be coming home today, even. I think so. I'm not sure exactly. I was just thinking this. Thank you, dear friend. Thank you for the love, friends. I told her that you sent her so much love as well. I don't know if she'll watch the stream, but she knows, dear friends. So lucky to have such a beautiful space. So lucky to have you. Impossible Light. Thank you for joining us, friend. You've been missed. I've recently come upon some advice that made me reflect upon times when we think that we are not being helped. However, things right in front of our eyes may be helping. We just didn't see it that way. I actually agree with that, Heather. Like usually when I kind of like dive deep into the unwillingness to receive help, and especially the unwillingness to receive help alongside the context of not receiving help means you get bragging rights and saying you did it by yourself. You can't ever say you did it by yourself. Ever. Never. Ever. Never. Like, and that's tomorrow's topic, weirdly enough. Damn. Synchrony. Okay, so tomorrow's topic is you can't do things by yourself. Like, and it's kind of defeating, right? In a statement where I'm supposed to say things to you that makes you feel things, and you can be like, "Oh yeah, Mel, I'll fucking show you," or you can be like, "Oh yeah, Mel, you might be right," or somewhere in between, whatever it is for you. The fact that you were raised by parents, potentially by foster parents, by the orphanage system. I don't know you're fractal necessarily, but you were helped by other beings. The food that you ate your whole life was as a help to you, grown in a certain place, as a help to you, transported all the way, as a help to you, you know, given, cooked for you, like so many fractals of help that you've received. And then you can, if you're like, oh, Mel, I got raised by wolves. The wolves helped you. Oh, Melt, I was completely independent from day one. I popped out of my mom and got my briefcase and started working. Then the society at large helps you because there's a currency, there's a language that you speak, right? You didn't invent the language you're speaking, and yet you understand it and you can use it to interface informationally with other beings. Like we are so helped, so helped, very much so. And the more you're in a state of gratitude, the more you are open to receiving more of that help, the more you do. Friends, thank you for helping me. I hope in the smallest of ways that I can help you too. Good advice. Thank you for sending that love too. Thank you for the faith in humanity. M. Bizlore. Interesting username. Love to you too. To Melt Mama. Thank you, friends. Your property is gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you so much, Heather. It could be more gorgeous, you know? That's where my mind goes. Like, the amount of finances to renovate buildings is absurd to my brain. Resources. Resources are so expensive, but not unachievable. Actively reminding myself, yes, if it is in the ability of any being, it is in mine, because there is no separation, right? And that could be, you can be like, oh yeah, Melt, you think you can, outsprint Usain Bolt? No, but Usain Bolt can run. I can run. We both have legs. you know? Just because I can't run like Usain Bolt can, doesn't mean I'm not allowed to run. You know? I hope this point is landing. It's a little bit vague, but yeah, I'm feeling into it. Melty, is it considered spring where you're at? Technically, it is. Today is our first day of fall. Okay. I mean, today is feeling pretty nice. We had our first rainfall yesterday. So I kind of feel maybe it's now officially spring. The fact that it's rain. It doesn't rain in winter here with us. There have been many days that I felt very defeated, and I could not shake the funk until I came here. Dude, don't say stuff like that. You're gonna flatter me. This little coffee shop is very helpful from my personal experience. Jump in. I honor you, dear friend. Like I'm tripping out by the fact that I never want you friends to be attached. Never, right? Like from this perspective where it's like pushing you away, almost even. Where I can and I hope this translates in the way that I want you to understand what I'm feeling. But I believe you are God, right? Like you are this node of divinity, of consciousness within matter, nature, where the duality of the infinity is nature and spirit intertwined with one another, right? Never separate. And yet, you, as that intersection here and now, spirit, consciousness, the observer, experiencing physicality, humanity, right now. And that, dude, that's a trip in and of itself. And it's whole. You, as that, are always whole. The fact that we get to connect from that wholeness, right? That's why at the start of the stream I always say, indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Beloved as in you are loved. Holy, not because you are again above anyone else, but because you are whole. You are already whole. This space isn't something that I ever want you to need, but the space is something I give to you. It's a paradox. It is a paradox. I love you so much, Jump In. I love you all so much, friends. Thank you for finding love in this space with me. I need advice. How do you know love versus lust? This might be a little bit vulgar, but masturbate, friend. And masturbate. If you masturbate and you're still as enthralled, then it might be love. If you masturbate and you lose interest, then it's probably lust. Cheers. Talking about loving yourself, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's okay, friend. It's okay. There is no evil unless you believe it to be. Literally me today. Heart hurts, but the loving space is like a heart hug. You're heart hugging me right now, Maxine. The space is like a charging station for my spiritual battery. It's awesome. I kind of see it as like burning or melting, right? Like a melting core. Every one of us has the same melting core inside of us. And then coming together, we share light with one another. Like the fire comes together and it burns like super bright. And then going back into the space, we keep that super bright, right? Like if you take a piece of this column of light, it stays as bright as the entire column of light. At least that's the way my brain sees it right now. I'm like seeing it in a three-dimensional rendering of like this column. Like every single one of us are like these like beams of light, right? Individual beams of light. And then we're coming together, concentrating those beams of light. And then when we leave the space, we keep that energy, and then we can sometimes get a little bit frozen by the world, with its cold, separate nature, and then we can melt again a little bit. Always in flux of the infinity, and some of us need it more than others. Some of us can go months without it. I can barely go a day. Uh, all homes have upkeep. We also have to work. We also have work that should be done. Not even only cosmetic work, but he's with finances slash cost. But uh, he's with finances cost is only a wheelbarrow full, one paintbrush stroke at a time. Heather, little by little, better by better. Like I don't complain too much, especially not about the things that I feel don't matter that much. I only complain when I think things matter, and even then, I know I shouldn't be complaining at all. uh, love is true. How do you know when you found a soulmate versus a twin flame? And friend, if I know, if I figure it out, I'll be sure to tell you, low soft. I don't know anything. I actually at all. I am but present. I breathe air, just like you. I look and I see world, just like you. I look down and I see hands, just like you. I open and close said hands. Now I'm tripping myself out. Here my observer is like, what are you doing, dude? Why am I observing? Observing. And I'm like, observe more. Get more observe. I don't know, friend. I don't know. It's a good question. It's a really good question. Soulmate, twin flame. I don't know. I feel I feel only you can know. Again. You know? Like You know when you're supposed to know. And then even if you knew and you stopped knowing, you still knew, right? So in that knowing, it was still known. As in, if you loved and it didn't happen to be your soulmate, then you still loved, right? The whole better to have loved and to have lost than not to have loved at all. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, take care of yourself first, right? You have to be full. You have to be whole. You have to be in a place where you can actually afford, from a mental, from an emotional, from a time level, to have a partner. And if these things kind of align, if this fractal is open to you, and the fractal of the person feeling like they kind of align with the fractal of you being open to that, and you allow for that, and it's beautiful, and you get to have a loving experience, and you learn from one another, and you grow with one another, and then you grow to the point where you grow in different directions, and you no longer have the means, the will to be with one another, or you feel the relationship is no longer serving you, were you any less twin flames? Or were you the ultimate twin flames? So twin flames, so loving of one another that you want one another to have a good experience in loving one another, right? Even if the loving of one another doesn't have to be those versions of self. I don't know anything, dude. I don't. This is some conception of this problem that I've come up with. It's so contrived, so difficult, so complicated, and it's a whole person, dude. Like, that's the first thing you should remind yourself of as well. That sure, it's nice to be in a relationship. It's nice to have sex. It's nice to feel all, mushy mushy with another person. It's nice to sit down, watch something together, have that closeness. But it's a whole person, right? And all of these things, even though can come along with the whole person, that whole person needs to be taken care of, catered for, taken into consideration in all of those things as well, beyond all of those things as well. The fact that even if all of these things are something that you want, going for a relationship just from the place of wanting those things, ignoring all of the other bullshit that's going to come along with it, right? Like, and there's a lot. There's a lot. It's it's a hard problem to solve, friend. And human beings have been trying to. Like, I feel there's probably so many, love self-help books that one person would never be able to read all of them. And even in reading all of them, would still not really understand. Might have a little bit more of a grasp, but not a knowing. I'm gonna go and check if my mom is back. I'm back in a second. Vigorously. Only my brother and my sister coming back from school, which is also cool, but it's not my mom. I've noticed that physical work no longer matters as much as inner work. For years, I ignored the inner thinking, and it didn't matter as much as it did. In the end, I discovered it's almost all inner work that counts, and it creates real change. Exactly, like the inner work makes the outer work easy as well. That's the trip to me, where as soon as you start allowing yourself the inner work, everything else becomes easier as well. Like absurd things, like showering, brushing your teeth, looking at yourself in the mirror. Like it's small things, but it's cumulative. It's fractals on fractals on fractals on fractals on fractals. Thank you, dear Maxine, for encouraging us to love ourselves, to work on ourselves. Mariah, I'm so sorry, friends. I'm definitely a bit spacey today, it seems. I'm here with you again. Mariah, Joy V, dear Shan. Happy you're healing, Toasty. We love you, brother Bear. Been healing. It's been a long summer. And here you are, dude. Present. Schwank. Present here, now. Like we've never been anywhere else. What the fuck is that? A ghosty of a toasty? I'm feeling that intention. Love to you. Look at this dude. With jam? With jam? Yes. Yes, with jam. I'm making toast for breakfast right now. Of course you are, Lolo. Adding some synchronicity, adding almond butter, honey, and raspberry preserves. Oh, yeah. Damn. That sounds so good. That sounds real nice. They're even treating yourself to some of that. Lolo. Avocado, maybe? I haven't even had almond butter. Are you home, Mel? I am at the moment, dear toast. Ah, geez, I gotta get a couple of joints now. I mean, if anybody has access, if anybody, I don't know. I mean, like I'm still assuming the fractal is what it was. So if anybody has access, go toast. Definitely gonna be you, man. Cheers to you again. Forgiving myself for not forgiving myself, for not forgiving myself sooner, for doubting, for not being proud, for worrying. Oh, I forgive you, self. Okay, dude, you're off the hook. So you're like, for some reason, I had this. As soon as I said you're off the hook, I saw this version of myself as a little kid, getting a big ass, giddy, excited. You're gonna get ice cream smile on his face. Mm. You know what? Yeah. It's not exactly ice cream. Little did my kid self know. He thought he was getting ice cream, and then I gave him a joint. I'm a horrible role model. So, how do you know? I think I've already answered one. Thank you again, friend. I'm just hanging, hanging out with you guys, as we do with you too. If it all vanishes tomorrow, I will forever have the impact. It's an awesome memory. It's a permanent one. Jump in, and it's not gonna go away, friend. That's the trip of it as well. Is that I don't want you to be attached with the knowing you can be. You know, that is how I feel about it. Because I do plan on doing this forever. But it's like a I can do it forever, so you don't have to type of trip for me as well. Like, yeah, paradoxes and paradoxes and paradoxes and paradoxes, infinities. So many of them. Diane Mel just out here slaying with the self-love advice. Love yourself and stuff. Thank you, Heather. Mel really just said post-nut clarity. I mean, in so many words. So many words, Connor. It's good advice. You know, it is. Like, especially if you're having trouble figuring it out, that's how, right? Especially if you're troubled between lust and love. Because to me, love is very simple. It's true. You know? Lust is very much bodily, where it's like a craving, like sugar, like sugar. It's like sugar. Very much like sugar for me. Goodness. But yeah, I don't really have cravings for much else. Do I? Uh, Maybe content. I do crave content as well, I guess. Like it's a craving, a bodily craving, where love is this deep, resolute feeling of truth. It's like, this is true. Right? Oh, what's happening right now is true. There's no deceit happening here. There's no manipulation. There's no worrying if it's gonna be what it is. It's true. There's a certainty in that. Thank you for giving a shit about us, or not random. Maxine, I know what your face looks like. I know what your walls look like. I know what your cat looks like. I know how your art looks like. I have crystals that you've given me next to my incense stander. Random. For our lives of the internet, Melty, you are me, Maxine. Thank you for committing to showing the world how loved we are. I don't know anyone who's doing what you're doing. You're literally a trailblazer, Melty. Wow! Wow! Suddenly even more proud of myself. Sits taller. Throws chin back. I don't know if any of you friends watched One Piece, but there is this character. I think her name is Hanaboa. Princess Hanaboa or something like that. But she has this, she's like very prideful, and she looks down on people. But she doesn't just like look down on you like, like she leans back, leans all the way back and points, like looks down at you at an angle. Oh goodness, and it kills me, like every single time I feel myself being proud of myself, that imagery comes to my mind and I'm like, no, don't you dare be proud of yourself. And then I realized that is just the ultimate extreme of believing you are somewhere, somehow above, right? Leaning back, leaning away from, separate. The lie. Melt into unity. Hey, Melt Mar Chest Control. Here we are again in the now, friend. Thank you for joining us. Cousin is here too. Even Dan, love to you. Man, I'm feeling a little bit like I'm running out of time. Forgive yourself for who you were yesterday and love yourself for who you are now. I'm happy I read that. Thank you, Connor. It's raining. Allow it, dude. It was raining with us yesterday. So I'm happy that the synchronicity in that as well for you friends. Where you get them chunky emoji. The chunky one? The fat one? I'm missing something? The chunky emoji. Maybe not. I don't drink coffee anymore, cartoons. But if I did, I just might. Humanity will save the world. Oh yes, it will, Brother Bear. It already is. Nova! Ermias plur to you. Mm. Thank you for joining me. Are you drinking enough water, Nova? Nova. You know, like I've been hearing the word Nova a lot as of late. That in the cyberpunk universe, instead of saying awesome, they say Nova. How about that, dude? How about that, Nova? It's nice to have you. Tact over pride. Humility complements strategy. It is advantageous to swallow pride. It is. It is. But it's difficult. And my mind does it to me by imagery, right? And then it's like, hey, oh, no. And then I'm like, okay, fine. The renewed Rick and Morty episode freaked me out. The ending was just, yeah, a little bit much. You know, that's weirdly enough what inspired today's stream topic. That self-love can make other people uncomfortable, and then by extension of that, it's okay to be proud of yourself. Right? It's okay to be proud of yourself. Nova, yay, show us. Lovely lawn, thank you. Thank you, Brother Bear. I mean, yes. You know, thank you. Thank you. I don't have to say anything. My mind is like criticism, criticism, criticism. Thank you is better. Thank you, Brother Bear. The mind is its own place, and itself can have a heaven, and itself can have a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. Yeah, that's a trip, dude. That you can conceptualize hell and heaven mentally. You know, even though it might be flawed, you can still do it. You're here, you're huge, proud of you, love you, as we love you too. Dear Javan, thank you for joining us. Don't be too proud, Susman. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it. Thank you for the love too, Javan, for sending so much love to everyone. Joe Borg is one top quality human right here. Toast. We can only see that which we are. I'm seeing Pippi being zoom zoom. Zoom zoom! Man. Okay. Zoom zooms out of frame. I'll try and show you like this. Zoom zoom zoom! Okay. Going on adventures. I'm so sorry. Suddenly in stable mode. Ooh, that's a beautiful little spooter man. He's silver. Have you ever seen a silver spider? Today? Oh, goodness. I apologize for dropping you. Look at this dude. Come on. Focus. 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 Silver spooter. Sicketh. The more you know. Silver spiders exist. Oh, cool. You want to see too? Reddit friend? I'll show you. I don't know if he'll focus. There you go. Look at him, he's silver. That's so cool. Probably, how does he do that? Just like a shiny surface? No. I mean, it might just be because there's like overcast clouds today. So it's like white light. I mean, even if I cast him in shadow, he's still silver. I'm trying to figure out how the biology works of making silver spiders. Does he deposit metal onto his exoskeleton? Teach me, spider, teach me how you do it. I want to be silver too. Suddenly become a chrome junkie. Man, cyberpunk is wired to my brain that Nova is here. So much love to you. Jovan, I wish I could have heard how you said my name. I'll say it for you maybe. How did you say it? Mariah? There we go. I mean, can always call. Find out. Light the doob already. Don't tell me what to do, Toast. Don't you Don't you dare tell me what to do because I won't listen. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Especially if you tell me I should light the joint, then I'm not gonna do it. I'm already one down. My dog snatched my other one, so I have to wait for it to dry. Doggo's stealing joints makes a return, but the toast, poor toast, is still smoking. Sometimes they bite holes in it, then it makes it a little bit more difficult. But then you can just take a little bit of like the gum wrap of another paper and like close the hole up. Mariah, Imagine Guns and Roses. Welcome to the jungle. Giovanna na 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 ni. I'm completely off, but it's the best I can try. Beautiful backdrop, brother. Where are you at? Still at home, but in a little bit of a secluded area. Since the wind is going to probably be picking up, we might see a little bit more of this area. It's a little bit shielded from most of the wind. Toast Doggo trying to get toasty with Toast Dad. Squam, squam, squam. Dog slobber, refuse, doobie now. I mean, technically, Toast, if you want to get really technical about it, you will now have a divinely unique experience because of some dog saliva minusculely being on that joint, right? Like I've tripped out about this, and I might be completely, off base. And do tell me, Melt, you're stupid. I'm more than willing to be like, "Oh, maybe," but I believe that with the amount of intention you roll the joint, and then even on top of the fact that you lick the little sticky paper and you roll that saliva into your joint, all of that influences the eventual high you're going to have. When I see friends being like, "No, Melt, it's just the THC," but I do not believe that anymore, right? Because I've been smoking the same weed this whole time, but every single time we set an intention, the high is directly proportional to with how much intensity, how much certainty, how much clarity the intention was set in the first place. And it might just be awareness to the fact placeboing me, maybe, maybe. But yeah, I believe we have more power than we realize. Down to the saliva, down to the dog saliva. Gonna have a whole new experience with the bear. Enjoy it. Uh, just put it in the bar. Post not clip. Oh goodness, I hope I'm not being too vulgar. Toasty Ghosty, that was haunt us. Yo, what the fuck? I was just thinking about you. We're here, brother bear, with you, man. So much love to you. How have you been, brother? How's the day been, loco? Thank you for the love, like the new background, like you, Nova. Hey, there he is! Brother Wyzik, I've been missing you, dude. Stopping in for a minute while at work, sending you friends lots of love. Hoping peace and love is easily found in your present space today. Love you too. Amanda's here too. Thank you for joining us, dear friend. Man, it's so nice to see you, dear friends. Thank you for joining me. I feel like there are more twin flames than soulmates. That is up for debate, though. I think you are hitting something there. So, one of the trips that I've had about consciousness or oneness descending down the matrix of dimension, decomplexifying, recomplexifying as it falls into archetypal expressions of self, there is 12. Wow! I don't know what that means, but that's what was said. Feel for yourself. That's up for debate, though. Yeah, there might be 12. I think there might be 12. At least 12 of you. So maybe only 6 pairs? So, or potentially 11, right? Depending on how open minded you are, I guess. Yeah, I'm sorry if this is weird to you. It's weird to me too, right? Especially with my Orthodox upbringing. My inner Estian is like, what are you saying? Stop saying that. And then Meltmore is like, we understand the world around us by taking something, smashing it to pieces, and then looking at the smaller pieces. Because before putting it together, the heart can do the very same. That's trippy, dude. atomos, right? The smallest uncuttable molecule size, fundamental building block, the base word for the word atom. And the heart can do that too. But the mind is like a knife, cutting things into pieces. I kind of think of it as fractal generating, but cutting into pieces can be another means to seeing it as well. Friend Isaac, thank you for the love, Jovan. I appreciate you. Isaac, there we go. Mariah sending love too. Hello to you, friends. If being born is the single greatest act of creation, isn't everything after sort of a disappointment slowly entropying until we dissolve into a pile of mush? Finn, from Adventure Time. That's a that's a tough take. I don't really believe that. No. One, you can technically facilitate the birth of another being as well. Other side, facilitate as in contribute, right? And in that, participating in that creation, that ultimate, right? What do you say? Act of creation, right? And then on top of that, we also get to create things conceptually and in a way that almost takes more skill than conception, where I don't know if this is going to trigger anybody, but anybody can have a kid, you know? Anybody can't necessarily raise a kid well and take care of that child so that they can become a, proper functioning person in the world, being said. But anybody can make a child, right? If they have sex with one another and they're fertile, then they can have a child. But anyone can't, create X, whatever your X is, right? There has to be some sort of intention to show up and love that thing beyond just the love of the creation act. It's a trip to me. But it felt it felt in that moment as I don't actually think that conception or birth is the greatest act of creation. That's the way the information came through to me, but that is also a personal understanding of it. Isaac. I think my Baba is my soulmate. He's one of my kitties. If I can't find someone that loves me, he does. Well, then they can just go to heck. Joy Vive, you are already loved. You are already so loved. The only tool we have to build the house life is love. You can use money and materials to try, yet you will be playing with toys until you act with love. Not a single foundation is laying. Dude. Love is love. Our definition of its strength in a relationship is an abstract representation of the effort and passion we give it, I guess. Yeah, it's true. And I feel there is some level of compatibility that can be considered as well. And I think of it as fractal in nature as well, right? Oh, so what, Melt? You think of things in fractals? Wow! So again, right? This person had an upbringing, had a worldview, had a perception of self, had a food choices, more and more and more and more in fractals, right? And if all of their fractals misalign with all of your fractals, then even though you could like love one another on a visual level, like wanting to merge with one another, right? As soon as you start communicating, as soon as you start figuring out what your fractals are, you might clash so much that it feels like it would be an infinite amount of work to actually make that love perpetuate, right? And it will still have been love. And you would still have to put into work to maintain that love. But I believe in finding the right fractal, and living as the right fractal allows you to find the right fractal. Where if you live your life in a way that you can be proud of and you can believe that you're living towards your love, towards your truth, then in living in that truth, you'll find the person that's true for you, right? Or you already have. And you'll continue to. And you won't have to feel like you have to do all of this work to align fractals. Arbeid, had jij gegroeid? Nice. My sister is growing her own strawberries.
Die grootste is wat jy in jou lewe gaan sien, man.
Die grootste wat ek in my lewe gaan sien, wat jy gegroei het of wat ooit gegroei is.
Wat ooit gegroei is.
Ja, ek is seker.
Laas jaar was ons omtrent so groot gewees. So. Dit word lekker te wees. Top.
Flavorful.
Dis is 'n arbeid.
Dit is 'n suur aardbei, ja. Lekker gewees nog steeds, dankie. Lekker gewees nog steeds, dankie. It was nice, thank you. My sister is growing her own strawberries. Loving life, Connor. Excited to be out of this damn office, dude. Get it, dude. Get it. I was going to say, I don't necessarily believe in the one or soulmates. I just think that people fall somewhere on a spectrum of compatibility. There we go. The alignment, right? And there's a beautiful meme of that as well, where there is this like shape. Let's make it simple. A shape like this, right? And then there's a shape like this. And they're sitting on the couch together, right? And you can see that they're a couple, right? And this is how his fractal looks, and this is how her fractal looks. So they just like, boop, kind of join together like that. And we happen to be living in an age where we've had access to so many different bits of information that we have complexified beyond recognition. That the fractal that we now are is like always. And now you have to find another fractal that kiss. But it's possible because they're there somewhere. You just have to keep living your truth. You'll find them eventually, friend. I'm too down, homie. Dude, yes, toast. Like, I'm a lightweight, dude. I actually am a lightweight. You do know that. Like, with weed, that is. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, we'll eat some mushrooms, toast, and then I'm going to be like eating 5 grams of mushrooms. And I'm going to be like, what, toast? I'm 5 grams of mushrooms in, toast. What's wrong, toast? And then I'm going to be smoking joints on top of the 5. And you're going to be like, melt, please. Please, I'm melting. I'm like, yes, you wanted this. Oh, is this what you wanted? Toast. Sending you love. I'll light it again. Mine. I'll light it again. The wind turned for a split second. Ham should be used so much more. It will be, friend. I'm gonna build a whole brand on hemp eventually. We're just waiting for processing right now. Like, hemp is like literally 100 years behind in technology to all of the other textile manufacturers, and it's only now becoming legalized again. But fortunately, we have exponential tech right now, so it's gonna take us like 5 years, and then we're gonna be like pumping hemp for days, dude. So much hemp. That's why I love the analogy of plants and habitats being people in a relationship, Joe. Even if not ideal, a fern may live in a more arid climate. It will survive, but it will not thrive. It's beautifully said, dude. And it's about what we want to allow, and I feel like we live in a society where we're expected to be something, weirdly enough. You're expected to be something, where people from a very young age have been asking you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Human? Breathing? Alive, I guess? No. How are you going to contribute to society? How are you going to earn capital to justify your existence? Right? Like, it's a whole trip. It's a whole trip. And I feel we're actively, transcending that mindset and moving into a society where being at all is the miracle. Just being. Just actually being. And if that becomes the miracle, then being with someone else is doubly so. Nova, don't you know that children will smoke their shirts or something if we use hemp more widely? They will. Oh, goodness. Crafty kids, will start cutting up shirts, rolling joints with them. Oh, no. Oh, my brain. So much damage. I love it, Troy Beef. People unironically think that. They think the same thing about hempcrete. That they're gonna use the hempcrete like lime infused hemp stalks, right? Like the cory part of the hemp stalk fused with lime. They're gonna use that to get high. Excuse me, what? Are they going to hit the bricks against their faces? Like that's the only way you're going to get anything remotely consciousness altering from a freaking hemp brick. I'm so sorry for the visceral imagery. I'm so Love is the active appreciation of beauty in all things that exude from an individual. The enthrallment of spirit, intrigue to dive deeper and to know more, to want to merge, right? We find ourselves in our other. Wait, I should be smoking my cotton shirts. Joy, help! No, you should be smoking your hemp shirts. What are you barking at, Pips? What are you barking at? There's nothing there. There's nothing there. She looks so convinced though. Like I believe her. I believe that there's something there, even though there's not. You're convincing me! I'm so convinced, Pippi! I'm scared now as well. Oh goodness! Oh goodness! Oh, it's gonna eat us all! Oh goodness! Why, Pippi? Why? 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 The drama. Oh yes. Just just like straight up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 What? What? You what? You what? How dare you? You what? You what? Sy blaf hier vir niks, ou. Nee, ek dink jy sy doen nie, ou. Ja, sy's definitief kwaad vir iets. Sy's kwaad vir iets. Wait, I should smoking. I don't think so. It would be highly flammable, and kids won't burn their shit. No, we're joking. I think we're very much joking. Her name is Boa Hancock. Thank you, Nova, for knowing the fractal I'm talking about. I wish I was more like you, Meltmore. So humble and giddy. You're seeing something, right? You're recognizing it. And we know that, for instance, if I was speaking a language you don't understand, right, you won't be able to see humbleness or giddy, right? Maybe you would be able to. But the fact that you understand me means that you understand how to be humble and giddy. You got this, friend. You're that as well, because you know it. To be in love is to walk through a battlefield and plant a flower, seeing the world around you acting of its own, yet you see through the parade, the charade, and kneel to create beauty, disregarding destruction. Damn, Isaac, true. It's not about survival in the sense that some people can adapt to that different environment, but being able to thrive in the environment for love and spiritual growth is the most important key, I guess. Like I'm saying important key, I guess, because he's just said most key. So I'm guessing important key is the right completion of the sentence. Yeah, dude, like I feel the willingness to do something knowing that it will be beyond you, right? Like planting, as you mentioned, planting a flower in the middle of a battlefield, planting a tree in the middle of a battlefield. You might not get to see that tree grow up. That tree might not even survive the battle. And yet, there is a belief in that way, a hope in that way for the truth that that tree could bring into that space, and a willingness to actually still show up for that love. Dude, thank you, dear friends, for sharing these important keys with me. That's trippy. They say Nova. Whoa, yeah, dude. They say Nova a lot, actually. Puppy, asseblief, liefie ding. Asseblief. Dankie. Dankie, se woekters. Dis bietjie beter. Nee, asseblief, liefie. Jy moet 'n bietjie rustig raak vir my. Okay? Dog whisper. Yeah. I'm proud of myself. So Pat's back even harder. Exactly. Connor, if you plant the fern in the desert, she's doing this on purpose. That's what's happening right now. She's 100% doing this on purpose because she wants attention. She wants me to play with her. I like let me actually show you how much I know what she's doing. I'm gonna point the camera towards the space, and then as soon as I stand up, her attention is gonna shift from being barky at something to probably wanting to play. And I feel like I'm being tripped up. The universe is straight up twisting my knobs right now. I'm getting my knobs twisted, universe. Fine. Fine, universe. Fine. I surrender. I know nothing. I know nothing. I know nothing. I agree. I do not know anything. I agree. I do agree. I'll stay quiet, I promise. I'm gonna stay quiet. Molly's here too with us, even Bonnie McMurray. Dear friends, thank you for joining me. Batman! Dude! Batman! Been a while, friend. Thank you for joining us too. Is that Uncle Becky's profile picture I see? It is. Melt, you're not stupid. I know. I'm just saying that so that my ego can be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna up your brain-derived neurotropic factor, give you more acetylcholine, you know, up your dopamine for learning, you know, all of that stuff so that I can be unstupided or something. I am like this, but I'm too high or maniac. I research for myself. This is the best way. Sometimes when I get too high or manic, there are two voices that come to me. And there's scientist and there's architect. And they say the universe is one of many petri dishes. So that is an experiment of life. One of the small little fractals, you as one of those fractals, you contributing to the larger fractal that is the petri dish of life, if you will, as a petri dish of life, as a scientist living in your lab, you know. And then if you do certain things, your lab works better, you know. You produce better outcomes, you produce better products, you know, more feel good chemicals or whatever. It's a whole trip, dude, all of it. What's going on? Why are people watching this? Big fat cat. Because, you know, and like, you better be strapped in, dude. You might just maybe, get told that you are loved, you know? You might feel a sense of, oh goodness, other people are also going through the same shit I am. Thank goodness, I'm not crazy, you know? Oh, thank goodness, I'm not alone. That's why people watch this, friend. That's why you're watching, right? Why are you watching? Why take the time to say anything? If it's that disturbing to you, why not just pshoo, like it's like pshoo, swing, like this? Like that's low effort, dude, to not see this anymore. Right? And yet the lowest of effort, like there's this scene. Hello little bug. There's this scene, it's a stink bug. I'm gonna squow eat him. Oh, he's not now he's eaten. There's this scene in Rick and the new Rick and Morty episode. It's not technically a spoiler, but he shows up naked to the Thanksgiving table, completely naked, and they're like, "Dude, can you at least put on some pants?" And he's like, "Oh, sure, patriarch." And he presses like a button. He presses a button, and he puts on clothes. Right? So you're doing it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? You're here on purpose, big fat cat. Why? Why? What's that purpose? That's the thing you should ask yourself. I believe the purpose is love. That's my philosophy at least. So my goal in this space is to share that with you. Thank you for joining me. Hippies is right. Highly intellectual people pursuing inner enlightenments. Because dude gives out positive vibes and unconditional love every day to us. Love to you too, Maxine. True power. True, more power to you, brother Bear. Thank you. Lamar, no hate. I'm just curious what was going on. And I wasn't hating you either, Fred. I was just, you know, explaining from the perspective of I don't have to explain myself, but now I am explaining myself. And that explaining of myself makes me feel like, why am I? You know. Thank you for joining us, friend, for asking. Anyway, I put spider guide info in chat in case you're curious. Please do. Thank you for joining me and for sending that too. We have a friend that can actually pull spirit animal cards for you. So if you have been visited, kind of like there's a little lizard that kind of like picks up cuckaloos for you, checks you out, and you're like, huh, I wonder what that was about. You can Google if you want to, a lizard spirit animal, and you can get a little fractal of information, or you can reach out to our beloved Maxine. Your face is punchable. I'd like to see you try, friend. I'll end you. Ah! Ah! I'll hug you, if you want to hug me. But if you want to punch my face, I'll punch your face back, I'll completely mirror you, friend, because I am you. All right? I consider myself a warrior first. I used to be a warrior only. I was so angry, dude. Viscerally. Like, demonically angry. Felt like the more angry I got, the more evil I was. The more evil I was, the more anger there was. The more dangerous I became. And that was not a fractal I wanted to be a part of anymore. It's never gone, but we've embraced a different side of ourselves. You know? But if someone attacks the space or the body of the space, you even, then you should expect the same, Fred. The fractal you allow in the world will be the fractal that finds you. Try and find a loving one, friend. It will always serve you, right? Believe me. Cool Spoot. So much love to you. It's so nice to have you. Is that Lane as well? Did I see Lane? I see Shanna. Shanna and Nana. We have Shanna here too. On top of having Shannon. Damn, more fractals. Jovan, Uncle Becky is here too. Dear Sam. Man, I'm like giga. Like so many chats. Beyond. I love you, friends. We're gonna pull a card. Jovan, I'm seeing a book collab. I'll write little blurs and statements in cute cartoony font, and under it, a fun illustration of the words. I'm seeing Dr. Seuss vibes, dude. Do it, do it, do it, yeah, do it. Please. I'm watching because I love cosmic thoughts and cosmic friends. Shanna, to cosmic friends, thank you. I love your face, Mel. Thank you, friend. Rambler, the thing is, I was thinking about that exactly today. Weirdly enough, I was thinking about this fractal of, people just wanting to attack for a senseless reason, to the point of saying something like, you have a punchable face. I would really like to see you try, dude. I wonder about the future we're heading into. Is it gonna be more cyberpunk where if someone tries to kill you, killing them is very much what you're supposed to do. hmm But it's scary because at the same time, I don't want to kill anyone. My sister walks past me, looking at me like, "Why is my brother talking about killing people?" Oh goodness! Like I never want to be faced with that reality. That's why I'm actively trying to live from a place of love. That's the paradox to me. So at the same time, one of the most important things to me in my personal fractal is strength. Like I train actively because I want to be the strongest version of myself in every conceptual way. So, like if someone attacks what I consider the strongest version of myself, being defeated is not an option. It's not gonna happen. Meld, when the stream is done, read back and receive a hug. Have a wonderful day. I will. I do. Thank you. Thank you so much, Molly. You're here with me, friend. We're hugging one another right now. Thank you so much for making sure I know. Thank you for the love, Auntie. I love your face, Rambler. Yours too. Punch, punch, kick. Where you at? Place looks cool. South Africa, friend. More like a smoochable face. Thank you, Auntie. I hope someone hugs you today, sending you love. I hope so too. Uh, one of my friends sends me this sticker. He has a girlfriend, Marie. They're so happy together. But he sends me this sticker of what looks like boobs in a bra, and then this dog who has like his tongue sticking out, and he has like stupid looking eyes, and like one eye is kind of looking at the boobs, one eye is kind of looking away, and it's just like cosmic giggle, vibes. And I see this photo, and I tell him, dude, I miss boobs. And it's like, oh shit, dude, I feel for you. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I hope for a hug too. Me too. Thank you, dear Maxine, for sending one to me. I'll steal your scarf. You can have it, friend. You can have it. I'll give it to you. You don't have to steal it from me. You just have to ask. Got your hair. It does. It cuts itself. Weirdly enough, right? Like my hair doesn't grow.
It's free.
I mean, it grows relatively. Like if you go back to day one of me doing these streams, you'll see my hair is the exact same length.
It's called the curse of curly hair.
Yeah, like if
Curly
I
hair,
if I
so
do this, it like boink.
my hair is this length when it's curled up, but it's actually this length when it's wet. So
It's a whole thing. Born in Africa, yeah, and raised. Interesting, interesting space to live in. Scissors, find them, start cutting. Your enthusiasm is palpable. Appropriate river. Love you, sissy. Sissy! Mensen is lief voor jou. She's love you. So she's loving you too, Uncle Becky, brother. I'm so sorry, brother. I'm sending you my love and energy. Sorry. Frank, Judah, seeing you too. I'm gonna smoke some good weed now and sleep. Have a good one, friend. Thank you for joining me. It was pretty uneventful. Just came home and got on the tractor. Time to refocus. Think I missed. I want to see what Uncle Becky said. I feel good about it. I'll send thoughts to Aunt B for sure. He hasn't shot me yet. Goodness. I got fired! I weirdly feel stressed and relieved at the same time. Glad to be here now. Get to be present. Ooh, get to be present. We love you, Uncle Becky. You are not defined by your employment status. We love you so much as you are. Perfectly whole, perfectly divine, exactly the way you are. Stream starts lagging and comes and starts. I hear boobs. Yeah. I'm so sorry, Shannon. It was just the fractal of I hope you get hugged melt kind of brought up to me the fact that I have been in one way or another again. Like it fluctuates, longing for intimacy, right? And then, kind of like jokingly telling my friend after him sending me a sticker of a funny looking dog next to a pair of breasts. Not bare breasts, mind you. Not that it matters. I guess it does matter. I don't. I'm completely honest here, right? And I was like, I miss boobs. And he sent me a message. I haven't actually read it just yet. Maybe I can see if it's here. Uh, he says, dude, I wish I could send you some boobs, man. Gotta be you as soon as you get the chance. He believes that I would have no trouble finding boobs. And I guess he could be right. But it's not about the boobs. And I'm painfully aware of that. I have to be. Your sister is so cute. She's the best. She makes me want to be a better person. I'll be the illustrator for the cover. I would love to be a part of anything you friends create. You already are, Connor. Just reach out, friend. Make it happen. Realize the fractal instead of just seeing it. I'm sorry to hear about you getting fired, Uncle Becky. I've been fired a few times in my life, and I've always got to come up on the next job and did better than before. Yes. Thank you for sharing that fractal. I appreciate that so much, Joy Vive. Hoping the same for you. Can't be anywhere else, right? If it can be for you, it can be for all of us. Uh, Troll somewhere else. It's okay, Maxine. I feel right. Like at first, I could try and constructively co-create, but then it clearly became an agenda where it was like, oh, I'm separate. Look at me, how separate I am. Pippi barking at something. So desperately wanting attention, and me giving the attention because I love, I love Pippi, and I love our beloved friend too. So, what can we do other than listen to the lesson? Yo, wow, Skopow! The lesson. This card was the very first card I ever pulled from the deck. The lesson. The lesson. The flower of life. Thank you. I need to read what our beloved Maxine has said. That's awesome. Better than Florida. I mean, it depends on where you draw from, initially. What you think is better, what you think is worse. I'm actually really relieved for Uncle Becky. He's been miserable up there. That outshines the stress. The fact that, the experience of having to almost give yourself and hating it, it is inconceivable, Aunt P. I'm happy that it's not that way anymore. Holy shit, Uncle Becky. Glad you're in the space, and I hope that the universe sends you prosperity and luck. The universe never happens to us, but through us. Your path just opened up to much more of the new. Thank you, dear friends, for sharing all of this love as well. I see all of you. Uncle Becky, you were not happy there and worth more. All will work out, brother. I see a blue eye, but the pupil is melting. It has like a drip coming down. And it looks like it's almost like in a seethe, maybe like a type of peacock feather. And it's bleeding out into itself, going from blue with a black surrounding, going yellow, orange, red, and like rolling into itself, into this again outer limit. Whew. Uncle Becky, you're gonna be so fine. This lesson, I guess, is for you too. If anything, holographic information. What a trip. I feel your mouth, not the boobs, the intimacy. It's like a poke, right? The context was very much in that way, how I could say something without saying something, right, to my friend, so that he can know I'm feeling a certain way, so that he can resonate, right? Not being like, let's go out and find whatever, right? Just being in a state of acknowledgement, being truthful to ourselves, being proud of ourselves for not being graspy, seeking of it in the outside world, trying to find, but just being able to acknowledge, I'm taking my friend out today. She got fired today too. Likewise, I know you'll have loving individuals bringing healing energy to you in these times. You're so loved, Uncle Becky. Thank you, Siobhan, for being one of those loving individuals, giving love in these times. I appreciate you so much. Realize the fractal rather than just seeing it. I'm sorry, Connor. I felt that's what you needed to hear, dude. I see you, bro. You're such a good friend, Joe. As are you, dear Shan. I'm grateful that you've existed in the world. Grateful for all of you. Thank you, dear friends, for being here with me. Let's hear what this card has to say. I'll show it to you again. The lesson. An angel holding up for you to see the flower of life. Being like, dude, like look at this dude. Like you should, hey, stop looking away. I said, stop looking away. Look at me. Look at me right now. Look at this flower of life. Dude, what the fuck is up with the 6 planets in retrograde? Wrecking people's lives. Wrecking people's lives. Changing people's lives. Changing people's lives, Maxine. Changing people's lives. Changing all of our lives. Right? To not live in a state of doubt. To believe that, oh no, I'm so doubtful that things are going to be okay. To be okay that there's going to be doubt. Right? That was literally yesterday's message. But to realize and to acknowledge, to embrace the fact that there will be change. To not fight the change. To be like, oh yeah, change. Not wrecking people's lives at all, Maxine. But changing their lives. Maybe for the better. Maybe for the whole. But never for the worst. You wouldn't do that to yourself, would you? You divine being, you. Realize the fractal. We exist, Shanners. We're one and the same. Always thankful for that. Always thankful for you. Thank you so much. Every time I hear the whole my hair cuts itself, I seize melt. I know, dude. But go and look. Go and look, Isaac. I haven't cut my hair, dude. I haven't cut my hair once. You go back to day one. It's the same. I was tripping out about it as well. It seizes my brain. I'm like, how is that? How does that work? Why is it like that? You know? And I understand the curling factor, but still, like that's how long it is, right? And that's because it's like connected down here. It doesn't get longer. It doesn't get longer, you know? And I don't want it to. Like I noticed that with yoga, there's a lot of, coming down like this. And if my hair is any longer, it gets trapped between my armpit and then it gets pulled. And it's very much not a vibe. And it doesn't happen anymore. Happened once during this, since I started practicing yoga. We're one and the same. I love all of you friends so much, and I know everyone here will realize their best fractal throughout their infinity. Showing up for love every day. We cannot help but. We're gonna find love. So I'm all changed up, loving doing this morning. I can't tell you why it cuts. I can tell you why it cuts itself, bro. Yeah, maybe it's like splintering, like broken tips, fractaling to the infinity. Maybe that's the way it should be. Huh? Isaac is like, well, I'm gonna take so much care of your hair one day. I'm like, good, but right now, I can be stupid. I can do it the wrong way, so that you can do it the right way, and I can be like, oh, thank goodness, Isaac. What would I have done? I would have just died of bad hair, dude. Brother Bear, I love you so much, man. I feel you. I feel you. The strands gets dry, it splits. I know. I know. Creating small split ends. That split, it will continue up in the strand and cause it to snap, and it will grow and snap and grow and snap. I know. That's what I mean when I say it cuts itself. I allow for that because I like it this length. I don't want it to get any longer. Gonna do Mel's hair when Giovanna's saying the same. If you do a tiny, tiny trim every 2 weeks, it stops from splitting. Even if you don't want it long, you can trim it. You can make your girls happy. It's not connecting anyone. The cosmetologist in me was shaking the cage. I love it. I can literally feel it. Dude. That's what I'm doing. Oh, that's me turning nodes on your infinity, being like, melting you. Okay. This angelic figure is holding up for your exploration one of the most primary patterns in sacred geometry, known as the flower of life, Uncle Becky. This configuration is made up of 19 interlocking circles or spheres and is an archetype of pure life force. It is the container of our cellular membrane and one vehicle through which information and light are entering consciousness at this time. Each piece of this holographic information system reflects the greater intelligence of the whole. The flower of life is found in numerous places around the planet, verifying the use of this wisdom system across time and cultures. The lesson, what lesson are you learning at this moment in your life? What is occurring? I like the words right now is like what is occurring that may need clarification or a broader perspective? Information is continuously entering consciousness through this holographic divine matrix and is available to anyone who chooses to tune in to its lessons. Allow yourself to enter a state of heightened awareness. View this card as a portal or a holographic crystal ball through which you may more clearly see all aspects of your situation. Ask for guidance from your teachers and guides and be willing to look at your inquiry from a fresh perspective. Sit quietly as the information enters your awareness and experience how it feels in your heart and soul. Accept only. Accept only. Accept only what is and what feels true to you as a lesson of universal love. Accept only what feels like a message of universal love. And be proud that you can. Yeah. Trusting the process doesn't always feel good, lol, no. And it's difficult. And it is, at times, creates discomfort, Naivete, how dare you, Uh, Can you believe the audacity of, right? It brings so much, so much, but it's worth it. Love is true. I'm loving this so much. I'm loving you, dear Shan. Thank you for joining me, friend. Wait a second. I think I missed a bit. You see, missed a bit, I say. Truly is what I wanted. I silently quit a long time ago. This was just the final realization of that fractal. Uncle Becky, you finally learned the lesson, that you are worth more. As a message of universal love, right? Me attaching the fractals. A Wysick arm faces in behind melt. Head and pumps interrupt. Shut the fuck up. Is that a bee? I think so. Pippi, yeah, Pippi ran away, so it's definitely a bee. Do not trim your hair unless you purchase shears specifically for cutting hair. If you use any old scissors, it will make you split ends worse. Joy V giving me more information. Thank you. Like, I don't cut my hair. My mom does. She wants to. She begs me, but I'm like, no. You know, like, I can't let you do that, mom. She's like, but why? I'm like, because because I love this. Can't wait till Mel's hairstyle stream. It's gonna be soon, dude. Sooner than we know. Less than a year from now, I believe. If everything fractals the way we want it to. How could some people who have been traumatized treat people negatively when really they should know better with how not to treat people? Nova, I believe in the same thing, dude. Like, if you were traumatized and you traumatize others, then you learned the lesson the wrong way. You like learned the opposite of the lesson you were supposed to learn. And it's brutal to say something like that just as a statement, right? Because I don't know anything. But and like in this immediate fractal, my sister showed us this show, this Afrikaans movie, where the daughter's dad was an alcoholic, and was abusive towards her and her mother, but still raised her, still sent her to university, still, like took care of her, and still wants to walk her down the aisle, na 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 na. But then she basically goes throughout this entire movie, basically being an absolute menace, to say it in so many words, to the person that wants to love her, because she sees the fractal of her dad in him and then hurts him over and over and over and over and over again throughout this entire movie. And it forms this deep seated hatred in you for this other person, where she was hurt, surely, by an alcoholic father who showed her a way of fear, right? Showed her a way of worrying, of not feeling secure with the one person you feel you should be secure with. And then you project that onto everyone else. And I understand why that happens. And I'm not saying that it's, evil to do that. Like, oh goodness, my brain is melting just trying to understand the complexity of a situation like that. But I know that it's possible to come out of that being a loving individual. Weirdly enough, the people at the Citron scenes, that I go to, I've heard stories that devastate. Things more devastating than I even knew possible. And yet the person sitting in front of me is speaking from a place of love, sharing their story from a place of love, sharing the understanding of life from a place of love. And it humbles me to see people learning lessons, learning divine lessons of universal love, even when it comes from a place of extreme suffering. We got this, friends. Trusting the process doesn't always feel good, Maxine, but it will always be worth it. We got this. I'm proud of you all. Thank you, Rambler, for that. That's why mine is so thin and brittle. Excellent card. Hugs all around to you too. Thank you, Miss Molly. Same friend. Castor oil hair soaks are great for the thin hair. Maybe that's what it should be. I like to do coconut oil, but maybe castor oil with coconut oil. Nova, your comment happened to me yesterday, friend. I feel the statement so much. So much love. Thank you for the synchronicity, dear Maxine. Quitting silently. Yeah, Smell does a whole stream while Isaac styles his hair. I loves it. How cool would that be? He'd probably, want me to sit still. That's probably gonna be a whole fractal for me. I've been planning on a therapy stream on the hill, but it's a little further off than initially thought. Gotta get more recording gear, etc. It might take me a whole stream if there's a joint involved. I mean, why not, dude? Make it a whole thing. I'm loving this so much. Again, loving you, dear Shan. I can't keep up with y'all today. Actually, having to work some. Trust the bare minimum effort is being made. I love you, Brother Gob. Thank you for doing what needs to be done. I see you. Only give them what they're paying for. Capitalism, literally. Yes, ma'am. It's already in motion now. I can't wait. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. Hey, Nova. I can't let you, mom. I've got a dude of the internet living in Ohio to piss off. Why do we say piss off? Like if I'm going to try and piss you off, wouldn't it make sense to say piss on? Like it'll be more mad if someone pisses on me or pisses me off. I mean, I heard a joke where there's like some sort of ant like sitting on the brim of a toilet or uh like a urine bowl or whatever, and then someone pisses him off of the ledge into the toilet. Like we have an Afrikaans joke like that. Uit my afgepis. So, like that's the fractal that came up to me immediately, Brother Isaac. Already, maybe this is an inappropriate time for an inappropriate question. Thank you, Brother Van. Nonetheless, there's no such thing as inappropriate. It's just perception that you might be in a certain space. Oh yes, Zen. Oh yes, enlightened. And then you hear the word piss, and then suddenly you're like, right? But it's your perception. That's you creating that, right? You're just hearing a word. Could I get a card pulled? Kinko, sure. Sure. I'm talking about what we just did. I need to, but I'll give water back to the universe soon. So many synchronicities, even more than normal. Isn't it beautiful, Rambler? It's like I feel it's like a recognition of the universe, almost like the universe telling you it sees you. It's like, hey, hey, psst, psst, hey, psst, hey, psh, psh, you're together, oh. Psst, psst, psh, Kinko, how about that, friend? Card 14. To be together. You want to read what it means? I'll show you again, if you can see. Skibby bop de boop. Co-creation and balance. At this dawning of a new era, we have the opportunity, perhaps for the first time in a millennia, to shift the absolute paradigm of power over to an emerging vision of power to. It is certain that the old model is no longer workable. Pepe, Pepe, It is certain that the old model is no longer workable. The way of conventional power and greed have brought us to the brink of ruin. However, by mutual intent to co-create and bring balance, we will find common ground from which to create an optimistic future. Envision yourself standing in the symbol of co-creation and dynamic balance. First, seek your own inner point of equilibrium. First, like this is tripping me out. First, seek your own inner point of equilibrium. It starts that infinity, right? That point of equilibrium is where nature intersects spirit. Infinity. Right? There you are. Your point of equilibrium. Find that. Swing. There you are. Here you are. Always in the now. Living in balance with male and female aspects, masculine, feminine, dark, light, God, devil, all these stories, both of you right now, Living in balance with male and female aspects within will make it easier to achieve a balance when relating to others. Second, observe the way your intimate relationships are functioning. Are you living in cooperation and respect with the ones that you love? Is there a dynamic give and take to your interactions? Third, consider how you are co creating with colleagues and co workers. It ought to be more than just simply getting the job done. Finally, look at the way you view the world as a whole and your place therein. Let this card help activate your full participation, shifting paradigms towards unity, oneness, and peace. Thank you, Kinko, for having another card pulled, friend. Not understanding how people who suffer trauma, yeah, thank you again, who, how people who through suffer trauma treat others who care about them the same way that they were abused. Whew, I use it on my brows and lashes. Thank you for the tip. Thank you for considering it. Wow, that resonates. Amazing. Thank you, dear friend. Thank you. What a beautiful message. You're the one that makes it beautiful, friend, because you know what's being said. The movie is a lesson in itself. What a wonderful movie. Teaches you good things that you should know. All of it is supposed to. If only you listen. If only you listen to the lesson that underlies your infinity. Realizing that it always is your infinity, that you always are the equilibrium point on which everything balances. And if you are unbalanced, and so is everything else, and by bringing yourself into balance, you will bring us into balance too. I see you. I respect your journey. Thank you for being on it with me. I'll see you again soon, dear friend. Go and love the world. And dooms, have a great class. All of you. Thank you so much for joining me. Love your friends, bigly and muchly too. Thank you. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.